At Christmas, we celebrate the gift of Jesus Christ. His birth marks a new chapter in the divine plan to redeem us from suffering and sin. The baby in the manger brings to the world that has seemed dark and fearful the promise of light, life, and hope for the future. Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all to the Christmas Reading Partnership organized by the students of Class 11. Now let me find out what Christmas means to you. Nilakshi?
People around the world celebrate this festival by exchanging gifts.
Of course. Now do we have another answer from the audience?
I love decorating Christmas trees.
Definitely. Next, do we have others?
Singing carols.
Oh yes, what is Christmas without singing carols? Do we have other answers?
Sharing meals with friends and family.
Yes, that is lovely indeed. And what is Christmas if we do not wait for our beloved Santa Claus, right? This is the magic of Christmas. It brings sunshine to those lives struck by defeat, doubt, and dread. It infuses hope, peace, and joy into mankind, which is otherwise torn by the anxiety of deep, bitter sorrow.
The world desperately needs hope during these hard times. Our life has been badly hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. The deadly virus has claimed many lives, disrupted our work and families, and left us looking for a new normal as the struggle continues. Normal life is still a distant dream. Yet, during the Christmas season, there is a hope for better times to come and a promise of peace, joy, and a future full of possibilities. Today, let's listen to the story of a boy called Christmas, which reimagines the English folklore of Father Christmas. The story is about a boy called Nicholas who perseveres through hard times and brings hope and kindness to those around him.
Hello children, I am Aunt Ruth. Merry Christmas to all of you. I hope you are doing well. Since we are in a Christmas mood, how about listening to the tale of a boy called Christmas?
What are you talking about, me?
Are you called Christmas, Nicholas?
Well,
We will get to know about that. Never mind. Children, this is Nicholas. The story is about his life.
my father was a woodcutter named Joel, and we lived in a small hut amidst the snow-capped mountains of Finland. My mother passed away 2 years ago, and I would take comfort every night, remembering the legend of a place, Elfhelm.
Elfhelm is a magical place filled with hope and happiness. It is named after the elves who are the inhabitants of that land. However, Elfhelm was not the first magical adventure which Nicholas had encountered.
Are you referring to Mika?
Well, of course, isn't it obvious?
So, one night, a mouse tried to steal some food, but his life was spared by my father on my request. I called the mouse Mika and tried to teach him how to speak. Many of you will think that I must have failed.
Will you not get to the part where it gets magical?
Eventually.
So one day, the king summoned his subjects and told them,
I want you to bring something magical that will eventually bring hope to my dull kingdom. I promise you that whoever accomplishes the task will be duly rewarded.
So Joel joined a group of hunters and went away in search of Elfhelm, leaving Nicholas under the care of his Aunt Carlotta.
A selfish woman who made my life miserable. You know how fond I was of my turnip doll, the toy I ever had, gifted to me by my mama. But Aunt Carlotta boiled it and made soup with it. And she almost burnt the woolen cap that mother had made for my father.
But you can't complain, dear. It is because of her that you found the map tucked inside the woolen hat, which confirmed the existence of Elfhelm, and he could decide to travel all the way to the extreme north to find her father and hand him over the map.
That's true. During the journey, I came to know that Mika had learned to speak, and this gave me hope and courage to continue my quest. When we reached the half-moon forest, a reindeer attacked us, who himself was later injured by an arrow. On saving him, he offered us his help. We called him Blitzen and continued the rest of the journey on his back.
The trio reached Elfhelm but found nothing there except Joel's knife. Nicholas was very upset and almost collapsed in the wild snow. He was then found by little Noosh, an elf, and his great-great-grandfather, Father Topo, who helped Nicholas recover by chanting a Dreamwig or a hope spell.
Yes, and with the help of the hope spell, I was able to make the reindeer run in the air, just like in fairy tales. Father Topo always wanted me to remain strong and safe. He told me, impossibility is a possibility that we don't understand yet. He gave me another great piece of advice. He said, to see something, you must believe in it.
Golden words of Father Topo. Nicholas, with renewed hope and reinforced belief, could find the right place.
I was not familiar with the idea of Christmas until I visited Elfhelm. It was just a name that my mother had given me. Father Topo took me to this wonderful Christmas party, which was suddenly invaded by Mother Vodol, the elf queen, and her guards. She commanded her army to take me to the Dark Tower.
But why, Nicholas? Nicholas, don't you think we should stop narrating the story here? My children look so sleepy and tired. Okay, children, goodbye. And Raj will be back. All right, I'll continue. A young elf, little Kip, was abducted by a group of humans. So the queen had decided to take revenge by putting Nicholas, a human, in the Dark Tower.
This is where I met one of my best friends.
Well, I also did hear that you and this friend of yours bonded over faith, trust, and a generous amount of pixie dust.
You seem to be well aware of us.
Yes, you see, I never lie. Never mind, Nicholas and his friends Mika and Blitzen managed to escape with the help of the Truth Pixie. They found little Kip in the woods, locked in a cage.
I couldn't believe that my father was involved in this cruel activity. I tried explaining him that what he had done was wrong and that being kind is better than being rich. Later that night, he changed his mind and helped us run away. But
Joel helped everyone escape, but he himself couldn't and lost his life.
I brought little Kip back to Elfhelm before Christmas. The elves merrily celebrated his return and decided to decorate the town for the event. Little Kip's parents gifted me their toys as a gesture of appreciation. It immediately struck me that the toys would bring hope, joy, and happiness the dull kingdom and thus requested the elves to pack the toys in a sack.
Nicholas was about to leave Elfhelm when Mother Vodol confronted him. Now, children, let me tell you something really interesting. Nicholas's mother, Lumi, shared a special bond with the elf community. When Lumi came to the elf town, Mother Vodol became her best friend. Are you surprised, Nicholas told Vodol that his mother remembered the magical land and cherished the bonds she made.
The queen recognized the necklace I was wearing. It was the same necklace she had given to my mother. I told the queen how her friend had kept the necklace close to her heart until her death. And this proved her love for Mother Vodol.
After peace returned to the elf lands, it was now time for Nicholas to brighten up the human kingdom.
On Christmas night, I rode my magical reindeer and brought the toy sack to the king's room. The king was quite skeptical about the toys and chocolates, as he failed to foresee how trivial things would bring hope to his land.
What is this? How does this work? All I see is a riot of colors.
I led him to all the houses in the kingdom to distribute gifts and chocolates to the children without disturbing them.
Nicholas, you taught me today that Christmas presents are a symbol of care. They bring joy and happiness to people. These small gifts spread love and care and bring new hope.
Nicholas even brought chocolates for his Aunt Carlotta, the same aunt who had been wicked to him. The king was moved by his act of generosity and kindness, thus appointed him to distribute gifts every year on the same day. He decided to name this day after Nicholas. He decided to call it Christmas. The name
About how Christmas came into existence?
Well, children, you must. You see, I never lie. Toothpicks never lies.
They are the kings and queens of this secure, happy, warm, beautiful land of ours that we call Mahadevi Birla World Academy. So we too have been waiting for this day when we could see you face to face, get to know you, learn from each other, and keep growing the way we would before the pandemic struck us and hit us so hard. But at the same time, I admire the resilience, the courage, the acceptance. Like you said, yes, it's hard to breathe from underneath the mask, but you have accepted it. You're also buying matching masks to match every outfit. So your fashion sense has changed to integrate masks. Mine is matching as well. So there you go. That's the human spirit of never say die. And it is with that hope in our hearts that we are calling you back in very small groups, in small numbers, keeping all safety protocols in mind, because they are not vaccinated and we are old. So it's a lethal combination. But at the same time, we need to carry on. We cannot shut the doors of the school to our children, because they are what make the campus what it is today. And without the sound of feet, without the sound of laughter, with the corridors not echoing with sounds of water fights, and the washrooms empty, with nobody hiding there, waiting till the bell and then creeping slowly towards the classroom, pretending the bell hasn't gone or you haven't heard. But that's what would spice up our mornings. And the spice is missing from our lives. So it's all online, but online food is not tasty. We have to eat it to savor it. So welcome back on campus, and I do hope that from January, we've shared the plans with you. You'll go back home and see that your WhatsApp groups are flooded with messages from us regarding safe return, seating plans, days of return. But I think it's high time now that we got back, even if it's one day a week. But this magic is not the same when we're having the same event online. So welcome back to school. Let's stay safe. Let's stay protected, because like you missed it, so did we. And I think our reading partnership ended with the message of hope. Small things, small gifts that show we care and bring us hope. Well, you are the hope. You are the destiny of the school. And let's never say no to hope. Let's carry on with that beacon of hope in our hearts and also work towards it so that the hope comes alive and the dream becomes destiny and reality. So keep the reality checks in place. Be safe, avoid crowds, don't party too hard, keep your safety quotient in mind, and come back in the month of January. Thank you so much, parents, for being with us throughout. You know, really it's been an uphill journey for us also to bring everyone together, to navigate an online platform that we didn't know anything about, to become young again. You see, we had become complacent. The chalk and talk was our method. We were the queens of the chalk and talk kingdom. And then suddenly, we have learned to unlearn. So it has been a blessing. Technology has been our friend. But again, there is no substitute for this. This face-to-face, this magic, when I see your eyes twinkling behind your glasses, when I can see your eyes smiling, when I can see one of you catching a nap in between when the talk is becoming too long, or looking at your watch, that can't be beaten. So welcome back to mischief, to fun, to life and learning on campus. Very, very happy New Year to everybody. Thank you.
To thank our principal, Ma'am Shaha, and our vice principal, Ma'am Ghosh, for giving us the chance to celebrate the joyous occasion of Christmas with our loved ones. I am also thankful to all the parents without whom this program would not have been such a great success. A big thank you to Mr. Ruya and the support staff. I would also like to extend my gratitude to all the teachers for their constant support and dedication. A huge round of applause for all the enthusiastic performers. Last but not least, I would also like to thank our juniors from class 9 for taking part in the event. Once again, thank you. We wish you all a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.